This is huge for gaming. Microsoft have bought Activision Blizzard. Almost $70 billion. This will change the way in which we game, from the fact that Microsoft now have dipped their toes so massively into the developer pool with some incredible IP under their wings. I mean, already they have the likes of Bethesda, who produce Doom and Wolfenstein and the Skyrim games. That's one thing. Activision come as well with the likes of King, which has Candy Crush and tons of mobile games. But the big ones are, of course, the likes of Call of Duty, StarCraft, Overwatch, all these different branded, I guess legacy games to a degree, because there's sometimes often more than one iteration, although Overwatch 2, when is it actually happening? This is all now going to become under the Microsoft umbrella. I cannot express how wild this is as a thing, because not only is $70 billion an insane amount of money, particularly for the shareholders, must be living the dream right now, but it's the fact that Microsoft are now going to have so much that they contain. Obviously, over the last few years, I'd say probably pre-PS5, PlayStation and Sony really kind of held the way. They led the way because their games, their IPs were so good. The likes of Uncharted, then they have the Spider-Man games. They've got even kids games like Ratchet and Clank were part of the Sony machine, and they could churn out game after game and consistently get great return from their developers on their games when it went out to consumers. But when you think about it, Microsoft now, who out of nowhere with the likes of the Game Pass, which has really popped off, and everyone loves Game Pass because it is such an easy way to play a ton of top tier AAA titles for like £4 a month, which is massively affordable. It's way easier to spend like £4 a month than it is to kind of commit 60 quid to a game time after time after time, which is, racks up quickly and seems a little bit, it's a bit scary as a prospect. When £4, you're getting so much bang for your buck, you can justify it so much easier, and there's so much out there now on the Game Pass. However, we had Halo Infinite, which banged straight off the bat. Not necessarily the campaign, but the multiplayer aspect is huge. For esports as well, and that's I want to get onto that in a second. You can see I'm totally buzzing off this, because this is one of the coolest things like ever, but also kind of wild for gaming. I'm working in the gaming world for a long time now. You see different things happen in the way that the tide shifts from time to time. This is pretty huge, because Activision Blizzard are notorious for being probably one of the most, if not the most, wealthy, biggest, most profitable to a degree as well, developers that there are in the world. I can't really think of one that's bigger. They are huge. Absolutely huge. Nintendo, of course, produce all their own content, and Nintendo are a whole different beast. But Activision have been around the block for a long time, particularly games like Call of Duty. Now, it's interesting that Microsoft have acquired Call of Duty. Forgive my thoughts coming left, right, and center here, but I'm just absolutely I'm just going all over the place here, because there is so much to get your head around. You think about the fact that Call of Duty has come out in October this year, and Call of Duty the last few years has really had a bad time of it. I remember when Blackout came out. I think it was Black Ops 4 was it? I think Blackout came out, which was the online the Battle Royale version, the original version that Call of Duty produced after the likes of Fortnite really banged. A lot of Battle Royale games were huge, and they made this, with obviously every year Activision have different, they have like Sledgehammer and Raven. They make different games, and obviously Treyarch as well. They make different games. They develop, so they've got like a cycle of 3 different developers who are always making different games. The thing is, the last few years, Blackout came out, which is good. Warzone came out, everyone absolutely loved it, but then obviously Warzone became, repetitive, but also filled with hackers. It got a lot of scandal, a lot of people getting very annoyed about the game wasn't kind of perfect. The ranking system was rubbish. There was no rankings. The whole thing it kind of fell on its face, really. Now, you cut to now, and they bring out a brand new game this year, Call of Duty Vanguard. It comes out, everyone goes, okay, it's Call of Duty. And that's the problem now, is Call of Duty isn't really landing the same as it used to. They're trying to, I think, as a lot of games I've seen in the past, and a lot of kind of like developers have, really tried to encourage, is this in-game currency aspect, character customization stuff, skins or whatever it might be. The in-game purchases are massively profitable. Look at the likes of FIFA. FIFA with the Ultimate Team packs as well, absolutely delivering the goods time and time again for EA, because you spend so much money trying to pack those top-tier players. and they're just raking it in. The game is the same, pretty much carbon copy every year, and that's what's happened with the likes of Call of Duty. It's pretty similar. You know, you've got a first-person shooter game. How can you really change things? They tried to a few years ago with the likes of Infinite Warfare with jetpacks and wall running and whatnot, which didn't go down at all well. And I kind of feel like I've got an inside scoop here because I used to work with Activision on like the blog side of things. I did a lot of stuff with them kind of on event stuff and interviewing kind of a lot of the kind of creators out there who do Call of Duty content. So I kind of been there working with the team as well, which is kind of cool. And I've seen the kind of like from behind the curtain working with them, and everyone was amazing. And it was really fun to kind of do that with the kind of content team. But you look at now and there aren't as many events. There aren't as many things to get hyped about. And a year as well, like 2021, which we had, you know, it was just come and gone, and here we are, 2022. 2021, Vanguard comes out, but very quickly Battlefield comes out, and obviously that has not landed well at all. Halo Infinite comes out, it has banged, and a few other games have, you know, around it. You know, other games consistently delivering as well. Microsoft have taken the opportunity when I guess they're low on chips, Activision Blizzard here, because even Overwatch League, Overwatch is a game that I loved. I loved Overwatch, played it relentlessly. But Overwatch League, the OWL, has gone down the Swanee, like, you know, committed to YouTube, as did Call of Duty League, and like it's like, is it as great as it was? I don't know. You know, it's a very different beast now. And I think that's great about Microsoft is they are going to have the infrastructure and I think the finance as well to really push esports. We've already seen that Halo, straight out the gate, as soon as it was launched, has really come out swinging when it comes to, you know, major events already. And it's only been out for a few months, and already they've had like, you know, multiple competitions, big funded shows, you know, live events. It's been amazing. And I really hope that happens with this. But the biggest part of all this is Microsoft have kind of snuck in like a cat in pajamas into the gaming world because they've tried different things, different avenues. They've gone down the cloud gaming route. They brought Mixer. I mean, we all know about Mixer as well. They're trying to have a streaming platform that we all know about. Obviously, the likes of Ninja and Shroud, who signed to Mixer for craziest amounts of money. A year later, we're told, oh, we're actually going to get rid of Mixer and give it to Facebook, and you guys are out of contract. You can go back and take your $25 million, whatever it was. That's just speculation, but it was a lot of money. Back to where, you know, to Twitch, whatever it is. We saw Mixer kind of collapsed. They tried streaming, they tried that, you know, and they've tried to create their own games as well in Microsoft Studios, and they have made some great games, but it's never really, the games haven't really ever banged outside of the top AAA IP, the stuff that we know and love and that is celebrated time and time again. Nothing's really landed as much. And that's just my opinion, but I think that's the way. But now you look at Bethesda, they've got these huge games under, you know, kind of the umbrella. You look at now Activision as well, who've got these massive titles, and suddenly you have a titan of a company. And Microsoft obviously been around the block for a long period of time, not just, you know with the likes of gaming and such, but the software in general. But we all use kind of like Windows and whatnot. They've been around the block. They've got a lot of money and a lot of people at the top there who clearly want to invest in this space. It does make the market kind of interesting, though, as well for other developers. And it's interesting how Sony are going to react, because I think we can all agree that ever since Sony, like PS5 came out, and still people are still out there trying to get a PS5, which hasn't kind of happened yet. People are still trying to get PS5s. And I don't really know why. I have a PS5. I'm lucky. I got one on release day. I would happen to be on Amazon the right time, click the button, bish, bash, bosh. I've got myself one on release day. Amazing. And I've enjoyed a lot of games on there. I say a lot of games, a few games on there. I'm going to be honest, a few games. Now, I don't really know, outside of the likes of, you know, God of War, Ragnarok, and a few others that are coming around, is there like the IPs that are exclusively PlayStation, which I can't get on Xbox? There aren't tons that I'm like, oh, I'm 100% committed to PlayStation 20, you know, 100%. Like that is where I'm at. There is a bit of a shift now. I'm really seeing a shift towards Xbox, and I didn't think this was going to happen. And it has been due to acquiring these developers and publishers of these games. And it's a really exciting time for the gaming stratosphere, because it's about to blow. I mean, I really hope esports kicks off with all those great games, and now kind of like, you know, those legacy games that now that Activision kind of bring into the Microsoft family. We're going to see tons more competitive gaming and done on a bigger scale. That's really exciting. Not to mention that, you know, there's games I've not even mentioned here. The games like, you know, we've got, I think there was World of Warcraft is part of the whole kind of like, you know, expansion here. Obviously StarCraft, Diablo games. They also bought Major League Gaming back in 2016, so I guess that comes over. So the whole thing comes over to Microsoft now. And I mentioned mobile games as well. This is an area as well that people kind of forget about. Mobile games are massive, particularly for a casual consumer market. There are a lot of gamers out there. I say gamers, people who play games very casually on the tube, on the bus, whatever it might be, who just play mobile games easily, like a puzzle game here and go, here and there. Games like Wordle that are popping off right now. Massive, but Candy Crush has been on the block for a long period of time. A lot of people, purchasing all those kind of extra power-ups and goodies over time. That's why King is valued so highly now, and that's part of the deal as well. But 70 billion almost. I think it's like $68 billion or something or other. 2023, 16.7 billion, that's it. 2023, that's what's happening. That's what's been pitched. I would love to know your ideas in your comments below. Let me know what you think about this situation. Do you think that is game over for PlayStation and Sony? Do you think it's game over? Do you think it's the time of the Xbox? Is the Xbox age coming our way? That's really what I want to know. Let me know in the comments. This is huge. This is massive. I can't believe it, but exciting times ahead.